If you're even remotely interested in cars and present on social media, you already know what this GLS Maybach is. You know what it's for, you know what it holds, you know what it costs. But in case you are living under a rock and have been totally oblivious to the development of the car world, this is the top dog of SUVs from the Mercedes-Benz range. In fact, Mercedes has brought back its Maybach brand to exemplify that the Maybach brand of cars is a cut above even their standard already luxurious offering. The GLS Maybach has been here in the market for a while, but I finally got my hands on it and I pulled out my brightest t-shirt, the loudest color I could find, so that it contrasts nicely with the Maybach. I'm driving it today. In fact, I've been experiencing it for over 2 days now, and I'm going to give you a lowdown on what the Maybach is and what the really rich experience in their cars.
You're watching the autoX YouTube channel. You can also get your daily dose of all things automotive on our website, autox.com, and follow us on social media. Don't forget to check out our monthly magazine and make sure to hit the bell and subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
Now, as a normal product, you would think the Maybach is a top-of-the-line GLS. It would be fully equipped, but the fact is the car also offers a lot of options. Why is that? Why would you offer options on a top-of-the-line car? Well, you see, personalization, especially with the very rich, is the name of the game. Everybody wants their top-of-the-line product personalized to their taste, to their fashion, to how they want it to look and how they want it to experience. So I'm going to tell you all about the personalizations that are already on this Maybach and what is standard. But first, the design. Well, I think the easiest way to put it, it's loud. It's in your face. I mean, just look at the amount of chrome at the front. Honestly, this is not to my taste. I think that's hideous, but it appeals to a lot of audience, and you get very prominent Maybach badging everywhere. You get the Maybach written here, you have a Maybach badge on the D-pillar, and you have Maybach badges peppered all over the interior to keep reminding you that you've spent top dollar for the best, most luxurious product in the Mercedes range. After the bold front, you get to see the big wheels. 22-inch wheels are standard. Again, you get more chrome all over the window line, and you get more chrome, well, in the footstall. And this is one of the coolest features. In fact, this is really impressive. And whatever response I've seen from the public, from my friends, their kids, from petrol pump attendants, this really blows their brain away. You open the door, and a solid aluminum big Maybach footstep retracts. You close the door, and it folds back into its place. So that is, more personalization. Of course, this comes as standard. 22-inch wheels that I said are standard. What is optional is this paint job, the two-tone, the red here and the black here, and you can choose more options. There are lots of options in the optional two-tone paint jobs. You also get special colors, and you also get standard colors. Coming to the back, well, you get the big GLS 600 badging, which tells you it has a really powerful engine. You get more Maybach badging, you get more chrome. But overall, if you take away some of the chrome, the GLS has always been a handsome looking car. I like certain aspects of this Maybach. I love the logos. I really like the two-tone paint jobs. The big wheels, I think they're a bit of a hit and a miss. But when you cater to a segment which is looking to make a statement with their vehicle, when they want to tell people that they've really spent top dollar, I think this is what most of that customer set wants. Something that's bold, something that's big, something that's in your face, so that you don't disregard it for something normal. For most of us though, the case of this yellow shirt, we like the attention once in a blue moon, but for me at least, this is a bit too much, and I would take off most of the chrome and make it a lot more understated despite it being a Maybach. Now, if I was reviewing a regular car, at this point in time, I would be in the driver's seat telling you about the interiors, the equipment. But this is not a regular car, this is a Maybach, and I've decided to change things up. We're going first into the seat you're most likely to be as a Maybach owner. This is your lounge seat. In fact, they've changed the interior layout of the GLS completely for the Maybach because the priority, in this case, are the rear passengers. So the third row of the GLS is gone, the seats have been moved back, there's more space around you, and in this optional two-seater package, this is an experience that comes as close to as an airplane business class seat. Of course, there are lots of optional extras that you can get with the Maybach, and this particular car has a lot of them. For instance, the upholstery, this two-tone combination is one of the options. You can get an all black, you can get an all white, even the headliner color changes in those. You can also change the wood that you are specced with, and this really fine lined lime wood is my favorite of the lot, and I think it's the highest end version. It absolutely looks fantastic. Here again, like I said earlier, there are Maybach badges everywhere to remind you that you're in a fine car. You get Maybach badges here, you also get them here, and this is another accessory. This is something a lot of people spending a lot of time inside the Maybach would be interested in, an inbuilt fridge. You also get champagne glasses you can buy optionally and stack them here. The fridge is right here. You get the standard tablet attached here that you can detach and use to make various adjustments. You can also get these optional 11.6-inch multimedia systems that are built here. Using these, you can change the settings of the car, you can consume your entertainment. Of course, there are the seat settings here, and all seats of the Maybach, interestingly, are heated, are cooled. You can adjust both seats, the front and the rear, right from here. You can adjust the blinds for both, you can close all the blinds. I mean, it's just a paradise for somebody who wants the ultimate experience sitting inside an SUV. And you do get a feeling of luxury. I spent some time with one of my friends driving this and me sitting in the back. And as a passenger, you really love the extended glass house you get with the panoramic sunroof, the big windows, the big windscreen. You get a fantastic view outside. You have an unimaginable amount of space here. You can of course also option folding tables if you need to work while inside the car. You get your drink holders here. You get your wireless charging. I mean, it's just something that's built around a person who needs amenities around them, and it serves all purposes, and it does give you a lot of feeling of luxury. The color combinations, I'm not so sure. That's a very subjective matter. Maybe I would choose something different, but the fact that it's luxurious, it's comfortable, is something that you cannot contest. Now, this is a view most Maybach owners are not going to see very often or at all, but the similar design theme carries over when you're seated in the front of the driver's seat. I love the wood, the lime wood, like I said earlier. It looks luxurious, it feels finely finished. You also get more Maybach touches. In fact, the pedals itself are aluminum with gorgeous finishing on them, and they look great. And even the wood steering, I mean, you know, it's something that feels really nice to hold. And overall, the whole place, the whole ambience of this is pure luxury. Thankfully, all 4 seats, including the drivers in the Maybach, have massage functions. And I have to say, if you get an opportunity, and I think I said this before with the S-Class, if you get an opportunity to test the massage function or experience it, please do so. It's something that's really fantastic and really enhances the luxury appeal of driving or sitting in a car like this. One interesting aspect though, this Maybach, the GLS, is available in India in 600 trim, the GLS 600, which means that it has the AMG's 4-litre V8 twin-turbo engine. In this, it produces 550 horsepower and 750 Nm of torque, which is a lot. But with the 48-volt hybrid system attached along with it, in total it produces 570 horsepower and 980 Nm of torque. That's almost 1000 Nm of torque in a car that's built mainly for luxury. So I know that's an interesting conundrum, that in a car that's focused on luxury, on passengers, you have so much power. So how does it feel to drive? Well, let's find out. On the road, the first time you press the throttle of the GLS properly, like this, my first reaction is, wow, this thing flies, especially when you consider how big and how heavy this is. I mean, that 570 horsepower, especially that 1000 Nm of torque, really makes a difference. On the highways, on good roads, this can keep up very high 3-digit speeds without even trying. I mean, hitting the national speed limit 120 is that. And you know, the first reaction is, does a car this big have to be this fast? But I mean, that's an interesting point that I'll come to later. But the overall driving experience, the 9-speed gearbox works quite well. The air suspension delivers a lot of ride comfort. I was slightly apprehensive of how the ride would be on the 23-inch wheels, but it's actually quite good. Sure, on some really sharp bumps, it can catch out the suspension a little bit, But in overall, 99% of the time, it works really well. I've tried the highways, I've tried urban roads, I've tried broken roads, and I really can't complain about the ride here. The engine, like I said, it's fantastic. It's a AMG unit that we are very familiar with, and it responds instantly. The throttle response is phenomenal. There is virtually no turbo lag. The power delivery is fantastic, and it takes the GLS to speeds that you really question why is it needed to be so fast. But it is fast, and it is great fun to push around because it's a car you don't expect to be this fast. But more importantly, what enhances the driving and even the riding experience in this car? Well, Maybach's done, for the Maybach trim, Mercedes has done multiple additions. For instance, the glass is special, and it really cuts out the ambient noise and other noises from the outside world. You can really enjoy a very pleasant, silent experience inside the cabin, which is great because that gives you more ear space to hear the phenomenal Burmester sound system. Of course, this sound system is optional, but if you've opted for it, like our test car has it, it's got 26 speakers including the tweeters, a subwoofer, an amplifier to power all those 27 channels, surround speakers all over the car, in the roof, in the roof here, in the roof at the B pillar, and it sounds brilliant. The amount of detailing you get, the sound stage, the sound quality, it's simply fantastic. So along with the silence, the sound experience, of course, the lighting you can change according to your mood. You can put it on automatic rotating lights which keep changing, and all that really adds to the experience. If you're stuck in a traffic jam in a GLS sitting in the back seat enjoying your music, I don't think you would complain much, other than the traffic, of course. Of course, with the Maybach package, you also get a few compromises with the GLS. If you opt for the captain seats in the rear, that means it's a four-person only car. Similarly, if you have the optional fridge, and in India the space saver, boot space can get quite constrained. But these are things that you have to opt for and customize according to your needs. But it really gives the GLS a very wide width of talent. Fantastic to experience inside, really fast, quick to drive, and overall, for this money, you're getting a package that's really competent. You also get what people call the hip hop mode. So the air suspension can help you do the hip hop, which is actually a mode designed for helping the car out in case you're in an off-road situation, of getting it unstuck if you ever get stuck in an off-road situation. But I'm sure no Indian customer of the GLS Maybach is going to take it off-road. But it looks great for theatrics when you go hip-hopping with the suspension going like that. Of course, the GLS Maybach also is a tech fest, so you get a lot of ADAS features. You get active lane assist, you get automatic braking. Those are things I turn off the first thing I get into the car, because they are really, the Indian conditions are not designed to use these ADAS functions. But if you live in a better planned city, these things are available. Of course, safety, you get the maximum possible safety with active systems, passive systems, airbags, everything that you can think of. Lighting is all LED, it's all adaptive. So all those features are already here. Are there any downsides to the GLS Maybach? A few. The design for me would be a bit of a downside. I typically prefer cars that are understated, but again, this is a personal preference, like this shirt of mine. So I think the target customer, the majority of the target customer for this car really likes that design, because it makes them stand out. It makes people recognize that this is not just another GLS. And I think that's the statement they're trying to make. And it tells people, it tells people who are observing that this is somebody who's very well off, of course. Also, the width, the overall size of the GLS, it's 5.2 meters. It's pretty wide, nearly 2 meters in width. In Indian roads, in Indian traffic, that can be something you have to be a bit careful about. I mean, it literally occupies almost all the lane within the markings. So that's something that you have to get used to as a driver. It's not difficult on highways. In fact, on highways it's very easy. But in urban traffic, you have to be a little careful. And of course, there's the price. The initial lot of the Maybach was sold out, I think, before they put it on sale, the first 50 units. The next lot is expected to cost 2.75 crores or thereabouts ex-showroom. Plus, there are the options. Like I said, the sound system, the wheels you want, the exterior paint you want, the interior you want. There's a lot you can do, and as a result spend a lot of extra money on equipping the Maybach. And again, I don't think the customer at that end really worries about that, but 3 crores plus, that's a lot of money, but it's also a lot of car. And one minor driving experience thing that I think can be rectified, in some areas the gearbox does get caught out in urban traffic, that at times you need immediate throttle response and it just hesitates for a second. So that can happen in slow speed traffic, which is slightly annoying, but I'm sure that goes away in the sport mode. Of course, there are driving modes that you can use, including a custom Maybach mode. Essentially, it's a phenomenal product for what it is. It drives fast, it drives really well, you can really push the car, and if you want to do the opposite and relax in luxury while your chauffeur is driving it, that's something that the Maybach does exceedingly well. So over that, the Maybach really has very little competition in the Indian market right now. If you're looking for a 4-seater SUV that gives you the best in luxury, the Maybach is probably the best offering in the market, but it comes at a price. It's pretty big, so you have to be careful of the size. And the looks, well, that's something that's a 50-50 for me. I'm sure some people love it, but it's not really my cup of tea.